Patreon and you want to sign up to Patreon, please send me an email because I need to see if I can accept more, only because it would then make I want to do more videos for you. What I'm trying to say is, am I able to dedicate that if it's only one more edition? So as it stands is what's happening. I obviously prefer Patrons, but there's also a lot easier on YouTube members because it's YouTube. So if you're a YouTube member, help me grow that. The only reason I say Patreon, I've got more freedom of speech, which you can see when we do some of the lives that I've had with the private links. But don't just sign up to Patreon right now. I did put a post on Patreon so everyone knows. And thank you for those of you that are patrons. Thank you for those of you that are YouTube members. And here we go. So first thing that I want to say is, remember, time is linear, because I've said about a few things that have already been playing out in the, well, I love how I don't want to say his name because he's trying to sleep, has his half of his side, we'd rather see his head, but he's so cute. Okay, so time is linear, so a lot of what we're seeing is already actually played out, and time is linear for everyone at our different conscious levels and wherever we need to be. But if you're destined somewhere, you'll end up getting there. When you get there, it might be a different time from different timelines you choose, consciousness choose, decisions you choose, etc. There was a case you have read on Karen Reed and John O'Keefe. Do you still stand by it? Yes, I do. I believe she did hit him, but she didn't hit him to like mean to him. It jolted the car, it hit him a bit, and she was pissed off with him. I think she expected him to go in and come out, so I don't believe she left straight away. But it wasn't enough to hit him or lock him down. He went into that house. He didn't like the energy in that house, and there was a younger figure there that was a bit of a shit starer, and there was violence. And I don't think he was taken down to the basement beaten up. I believe it happened outside, and then with the snow it all went down. So do I like necessarily Karen Reed's energy? No, not really, but she should not have got you know, been up for manslaughter or something like that. What a horrific case. That case was doing my head in. So I didn't watch it. I watched a few days of the trial, first round, and second time I just couldn't take it. It's also been very nasty as well. But yeah, the two readings I've done, I can't even remember them fully, but I remember the gist of that. And there was some violence, and this is not the end of it. I think we will hear a bit, and what we're going to hear, and I'm not saying from Karen Reed telling a story, what we're going to hear is actually going to make you realize that who is involved and is not fully the person done it or responsible, but gives you the right direction of the responsibility. So yeah, Social Security is not going to be able to pay out to people in 20 years. Is this the case? I'm in the US. So I don't know who takes over from this. Is it Congress? But they will put a plan in place, and there will be a secured action to safeguard trust funds and payouts for people's social security. And I think this will be in 5 years actually that they will take some action. So I think you're okay there. I've sent you a screenshot and I have a question, so I'll get back to that. Can billions of people lose roads to public lands? We live in an area where there are loose roads around the public lands. We live adjacent to these public lands. Can you give me a little bit more info? Is this the US? But what I'm getting is, I think the majority, you won't lose the roads to your public lands. But I do say majority, so that means there is a little bit of a loss possible. If you can clarify that question for me, it'd be so much better. 45 said 45. Is it 47, or are you, or maybe you're a blue supporter? I think I've picked up on this. I might be wrong. Anyway, I think you're saying DT said that they hit Iran and dismantled them. Is it true that it was emptied before the hit? Yes, some was. Yeah. And I think I mentioned this in a predictions, or it's in another mixed bag. There is Southern Korea that were on the grounds, and yes, some of it was emptied before then. And I also want to say something. Saudi Arabia will make a deal with the devil on this and will sell its soul. And they will say this is to stand with the opponents against Iran. Mark my words. But when it said it was done, it wasn't done there and then that night. It was already done. It's done, like, this is like 2-3 months ago, right? Remember, look at July prediction, 30th of July. Look around the dates that I've given you and what's happening. And I've got another one coming up, because I think between then and October we've got some iffiness of volatility. It's kind of like real time was stopped. It had already occurred. And I did mention about the South Korea internal were involved on the ground in Iran. Okay. I do, yes, earthquakes. So between 2025 to 2026, mid 2026, we do see some earthquake action, yes. And I've said the regions. Music can help bring me in a higher spiritual connection. Is that, can music help me bring me in a higher spiritual connection? Yes, but it's actually whatever makes you feel in balance and grounded and not in a hamster on a wheel, not anxious. So what is it? Some people it's music, some people it's different music, some people it's something that makes them feel grounded, makes you feel in balance, in harmony, and still there's like a peaceful silence somewhere within you. If it's music, perfect. I don't know why I'm getting playing the trumpet. Does someone like playing the trumpet or the saxophone? I'm getting trumpet more, but saxophone as well. I don't know if it's someone listening or it's related to you. Alligator Alcatraz in Florida, will it be completed? This will be to put all the immigrants in. What a name. Yes, it will be built, but I think the full use or the full reason and the full optimization of it won't be done. We won't see that. So you won't see the full optimization of everything, of the reason it was built. So it might house, if it's the immigrants or the criminals or whoever needs to go there. Sorry, I don't know who needs to go there. I'm not saying anything. I'm not, no disrespect to anyone. But let's say they do it very high tech. Let's say they do it very, I don't know what they do it for, or that you can throw people off to the alligators. Let's say there's 10 things that it's used for, 10 uses, resources in there. It's not fully used and optimized. I don't see that happening, or at least for now. So let's see, when is this supposed to be completed? Can someone let me know? UK benefits, especially disability and benefits in general, the government are messing around. Will they back down in terms of disability? People will really struggle. Do you know what? I really don't like how the UK is going at this moment in time. It really has changed over this last period. I'll give you an example and then I'll answer this. We're from a very small town and there's a lot of white people here, but everyone's very friendly. It's a lot less fast paced than London. So hi, are you all right? Hey doll, stuff like that, right? And that's just normal. If they know you, they don't know you, good morning, etc. if you're passing the street. If you go to a hospital or a clinic, the first thing you want is someone who speaks English that you can understand and they can understand you, especially if you go to a hospital or you're staying in and having care. I've noticed a lot of, it doesn't matter about skin color, but yeah, blacks, a lot of different people from different countries that seem to be here that are in jobs, maybe taking jobs of Brits that have been unemployed for some time, maybe not, you know, maybe the Brits are not. I don't understand what's happening. But they can't even speak English and you can't understand them. And why am I giving the hospital? Because it's one area where you go and you really want to feel safe, that someone understands, especially if you're going into operation or you're in A&E, you know. Or for example, the slightest, and this is a real example, someone's name was X, right? And instead of saying, does the person like to be called by X, their full name, or XC as a nickname, this person, the carer that was there, had said, would they like to be called Y or Z? And the person I know who's in the healthcare was like, well, no, their name is X. So it wasn't even a nickname of their actual name. What I'm trying to say is, even if you're getting people into the country, and then those people are on the benefits, and people that are on benefits are getting letters that you now owe us for 2 years of this benefit, 6 months of this benefit. I don't know if it's a fear mongering of taking benefits or what they can get away with. And there's genuine cases. It's a system that seems to be tearing people that need help to bring them up down. I can go on, and real examples. So I think they won't back down. What's going to come in is like a hidden policy. Do you know when something gets introduced or they speak on something, and because of this, let's say, policy that comes in, they have to honor or make sure the disability benefit still gets paid out. It kind of covers the legibility of the people. So it's not directly that they back down, but there's something that will link to it to make sure it continues. Because I can see people, genuine cases that are like, these lawmakers have no flipping clue of what they're doing. They're just, you know, cutting costs. And it's like the elderly, you end up, if you don't go to a care home, you end up paying all your money you've got for care that you need maybe someone to come pass by you every day. It's not good. It's not good. But yeah, this is good because it's some kind of policy that will link to cover the eligible people. So it might not be a direct back down, but something will link to cover you. That's what I'm getting. Okay, so I hope that brings you reassurance. Thank you for your question about the UK, because you know I've got a lot of US subscribers, which I love as well. Will there be an Iranian regime change? Yes, there will. The current change will happen. Will there be females as well in the new change? Not right away. So there will be a Iran regime change, and I've said about this. I would go to the US Iran video, but the change of female leadership doesn't happen directly. It doesn't suddenly go to a democratic country or leadership or full of females. It does need a good few years yet. Will there be more liberation there? Yes, but there's still some leaders, and it doesn't mean that they're toxic, that will still have some roots, thoughts on the way the country should be run, right? And what doesn't help here is the way it's all happening to dismantle and disarm, and that is the strategy. It's not about thinking about the people having freedom. Okay, so don't be caught up in that. People are going to get pissed, but you need to know the truth. There's a lot of people in the US losing jobs, especially in federal government employees. Do you see them getting their job back or a new job? Okay, so at the moment it's a bit of a pause, right? And it seems like it's a dead-end job gone. Some people won't get their job back, but some people will get their job back. And that's because there's a lot of a rehiring will happen. And it seems like did this happen quite quickly? And then they've tried to get more junior professionals in or labours, and that's not going to happen. That's not going to, while the professionals are kind of sat at home job hunting, but there's going to be a loss, okay, a loss of what they've done. So they realize that they need to get the people that, especially with contractors, laid off are actually needed. So yes, I do see that there's going to be some rehiring and going back to a job. Seeing as this is like, are they gonna get a new job or going back? It feels like this could actually be a personal question. Haha, is it? But I'm not reading for you personally, but that's what I get individually. So should we do a couple more? Aliens and ETs, and angels, are they the same? So if you go back to the recent one I did, someone asked about CE1s, Close Encounters, and some people are saying they are. To me, no. Okay, there's prophecy around angels. They deliver from God. They deliver the messaging. If you still follow a religion, but you have your own religious practice and spiritual practice, but have that tie into the main religion, you'll understand what I'm saying. Or if you follow religion fully, you'll understand what I'm saying. To me, no. It depends what sits well with you, what psychic you might take a listen to. They're not the same, and I believe that angels are from a higher vibration, higher abilities, even including healing. There's a prophecy to them. There's a how do I say cleanly? More, I don't want to say cleanliness, but there's a holiness to them. That's what I get. Iran update. So there's background talks happening with Iran. There's 3 countries. I see key happening. There's talks with Qatar as well. Like I said, I believe Saudi will sell its soul to the devil by the decision I see them making. Will that be a disruption in the media and they come and retaliate saying, no, this is not true, and they backstep? Then they've caught their soul on time. I do see an explosion and a ship sinking. I said about floods and I said about Texas. I think there's something just come out about that. I also see a ship or some explosion that could be some disaster that's Europe, Russia way, and also up into the Gulf, Middle East area possibly. I'd look out for what I said about angels. What I said about, what do you call it? Help me here, people. What I said about the weather in the predictions as well. So if you're enjoying this, let me know your questions, members, Patreons, and thank you for your support. And if you're a subscriber and you see this and it goes out to you, then please, you can also comment, like, subscribe. Hope you're all well. Let me know what you're interested in, what you're following, and what's the kind of stuff that grabs your attention. Take care, stay blessed, and bye for now.